Airports aren't flexible. You bring banned stuff, you're in trouble. No second chances. The TSA list isn't a secret. It's public, updated, and easy to follow. Here's a full list of banned items that only idiots pack in carry-on bags in 2025. 1. Weapons. Let's just say it. You're not John Wick. You're not saving the plane. You're not taking down terrorists. You're boarding with 300 other people who just want to land without drama. So why are you bringing weapons? And yet, every single day, TSA agents open carry-ons and pull out things that belong in a weapons locker, not an overhead bin. Knives, brass knuckles, throwing stars, even guns. You read that right. Actual guns. Sometimes real, sometimes replicas, sometimes just the parts. Still illegal, still stupid. Here's what's banned, and this isn't a gray area. Guns, real, replica, toy, 3D printed, or anything even remotely resembling a firearm. Blades of any kind. Pocket knives, fixed blades, box cutters, straight razors, utility knives, switchblades. Martial arts gear. Nunchucks, batons, throwing stars, and those weird metal claws that only ever show up in low-budget action movies. Brass knuckles, including the ones disguised as jewelry, rings, or belt buckles. Hidden weapons, blades and combs, pens, canes, lipstick cases, credit cards. TSA's seen it all, and they don't laugh anymore. Now here's the part people don't get. It doesn't matter if it's legal in your home state. TSA isn't following your local laws. It follows federal and international aviation rules. And they don't care if that blade was a gift from your grandfather. If it's in your carry-on, it's gone. Best case scenario, they confiscate it and send you on your way with a warning. Worst case, you're detained, fined, miss your flight, and maybe end up on a list you don't want to be on. And don't try to play the "I forgot it was in there" card. Security's heard that 1,000 times a week. They don't care. You packed it, you own it. You don't need a weapon at 35,000 feet. If you really must travel with one, pack it in checked luggage and follow the correct TSA firearms procedures. Otherwise, you're asking for trouble, and you'll get it. 2. SelfDefense Tools. Let's be real, we understand the logic. You're traveling alone. Maybe it's a rough city. You want to feel safe. But here's the deal. A plane is not the place to bring anything that's designed to injure, blind, shock, or knock someone out. So here's a list of items that maybe fall in the category of self-defense tools, but are still banned in 2025. Pepper spray. Even the tiny keychain ones. Mace, same thing, different name. Stun guns and tasers, handheld or disguised, battery-powered or otherwise. Tactical pens, especially ones with pointed glass breaker tips. Collapsible batons. Doesn't matter how small they fold. You'd be shocked how many people try to sneak these in. Some say it's for safety. Others claim they didn't know. Either way, TSA doesn't care. If it's made to harm or disable, it's not allowed in the cabin. Ever. Now here's the twist. Most of these items are allowed in checked bags within strict rules. So, you don't have to leave them at home. Just stop trying to keep them by your side while flying. And no, calling it a self-defense keychain doesn't work. If it has spikes, blades, or electric charge, it's not a keychain, it's a weapon. And the TSA will treat it like one. Don't test your luck, just pack smarter. 3. Oversized liquids. You'd think we'd all get it by now. No more than 3.4 ounces, 100 milliliters per container. All of it goes in a single, clear, quart-sized zip-top bag. That's been the rule since 2006. It's not new, it's not optional, it's not unclear. And yet, people still roll into security checkpoints with family-sized shampoo bottles, industrial-strength hairspray, and Costco-sized sunscreen like they've never flown before. You've seen them, digging through their tote bag, shocked that their giant $90 face cream just got tossed like trash. TSA doesn't blink. They don't ask questions. They don't care how expensive it was. If it's over the limit, it's gone. Here's the truth. It doesn't matter how much is left in the bottle. If the container says 6 ounces, 8 ounces, or anything over the limit, it gets flagged. Half used or not, it's the total capacity that counts. You can't charm your way past it. You can't say, "But I've flown with this before." Maybe you did. and maybe you got lucky. This time, you won't. And no, refilling your own travel-sized bottles from larger containers won't save you if you forget to label them or pack them properly. If they're loose, leaking, or overfilled, you're still going to lose them. Here's what's still allowed, with conditions. Medications in liquid form, but they must be clearly labeled and declared. Baby formula and breast milk, but only in reasonable quantities and often subject to additional screening. Liquid nutrition for medical reasons. Duty-free liquids, but only if purchased within the last 48 hours in a sealed, tamper-evident bag and accompanied by a visible receipt. Try bringing your own soda, it's gone. That sealed bottle of water you grabbed at the gas station, tossed. Even if it's unopened, even if it's for your diet. The rule is the rule. Want to bring more than the allowed amount? Fine. Pack it in your checked bag. That's where the big bottles go. That's where your full-size toothpaste lives. That's where your precious $80 hair mask can ride without drama. Otherwise, stop acting like 6 ounces of body wash is mission critical for a 2-hour flight. It's not. 4. Booze. Drinks on the plane? Great. Just don't bring your own bar cart. Here's the rule in 2025. You can bring alcohol in your carry-on, but only under certain conditions. And you can't drink it yourself. What's allowed? Mini liquor bottles, under 3.4 ounces per 100 milliliters each. They must fit in your clear liquid bag. Duty-free alcohol over 3.4 ounces, but only if it's sealed in a tamper-evident bag, purchased within 48 hours, backed by a visible receipt. What's not allowed? Drinking your own alcohol on the plane, unsealed bottles, bottles without proof of purchase, anything not properly packed. Here's the part that catches people off guard. If you're connecting through another airport and have to re-clear security, you will lose that duty-free bottle unless you check it. Once it's out of that sealed bag, it's treated like any other oversized liquid. Bringing your own whiskey and thinking you'll sneak a sip mid-flight, that's not rebellious, that's stupid. Flight attendants can report you. You can get fined. You can even get banned from the airline. This isn't a party bus. It's a cabin with federal rules. Act accordingly. 5. Lighters, matches, and fire hazards. Want to see TSA agents go from calm to alert in half a second? Light something, or even look like you're about to. Fire and airplanes do not mix. That's not paranoia. That's basic physics and common sense. That's not it. Here's a more comprehensive list of banned items that fall in this category. Torch lighters, those fancy jet flames, or butane-powered lighters. Lighter fluid, flammable, pressurized, and totally illegal on board. Strike anywhere matches. Banned because they can ignite with friction. Fireworks. Yes, people still try. Spray cans like cooking oil, WD-40, or paint. Anything flammable under pressure is out. What is allowed? One standard lighter. Bic, Zippo, disposable, whatever. As long as it's not torch style. 1 pack of safety matches, the kind you tear from a matchbook or box. Here's what's not allowed: getting clever. TSA's already seen it hidden in shoes, tucked inside cigarette packs, wrapped in socks, stuffed into toiletries. If it can catch fire or explode, they'll find it, and they won't be amused. So ask yourself, do you really need to bring fire with you on a metal tube flying at 500 miles per hour? 6. Sports equipment. Not every banned item looks dangerous. Some just happen to be heavy, hard, and shaped perfectly for knocking someone out cold in a narrow aisle. That's the logic behind banning certain sports gear from carry-ons. It's not about whether you would use it as a weapon. It's about whether you could. And guess what? You could. Here's what's not allowed in your carry-on. Baseball bats, full-size or souvenir. Golf clubs, even just one. Pool cues, including collapsible ones. Ski poles, yes, even the lightweight carbon ones. Hockey sticks, mini or full-size. Lacrosse sticks, even if you swear it's just for practice. Why? Because these aren't softballs or water bottles. They're blunt force objects. They can do damage. And in a crowded plane cabin, that's a serious problem. It doesn't matter if they're for your kids' tournament. Doesn't matter if they were expensive. Doesn't matter if they fit in the overhead. If it's long and hard enough to hurt someone, it's a no-go for the cabin. Still want to bring them? Cool. Just pack them in checked luggage and wrap them properly. No one's trying to stop your travel plans. They're just trying to keep the cabin safe. Now, about gym gear. A lot of travelers assume dumbbells and kettlebells are okay because they're not weapons. But the TSA sees them differently. They're solid, dense, and easily weaponized. Banned workout items include dumbbells, yes, even 5-pounders, kettlebells, hand grips with metal springs, weighted vests, resistance bars, ankle or wrist weights that contain solid metal or sand. You want to train on vacation? Great. So, do thousands of other people. But your gear belongs in the checked bag, not swinging down the aisle like you're about to do curls in 14C. 7. Tools. You're not fixing the plane. You're not rebuilding the terminal. So unless you're a licensed mechanic or flying private with a crew that actually needs those tools mid-air, there's zero reason for you to be bringing them into the cabin. And yet, every week, airport security pulls screwdrivers, drills, and even saws out of people's carry-ons like it's normal. Here's a list of items still banned in 2025. And no, nothing's changed. Wrenches and pliers over 7 inches. Hammers of any kind, even the tiny ones. Power drills, manual drills, battery-operated drills, all of them. Compact folding saws, hacksaws, and mini saws. Screwdrivers, whether flathead, Phillips, long, or short. Crowbars? Yes, people really try this. Now, here's what people don't seem to get. It's not about what you plan to do with these things. TSA isn't judging your character, they're judging potential danger. Tools can open panels on an aircraft. They can break into storage areas. And obviously, they can be used as blunt force weapons, even by someone with no bad intentions. Size doesn't matter here. A 7-inch wrench can crack something open. A hammer the size of your hand can break glass. A screwdriver isn't just a tool, it's a spike. That's how the TSA sees it, and that's how airlines treat it. No debate, even if you just bought it, even if it's part of your job, even if you're headed straight to a construction site after you land. You can bring them in your checked luggage, not in the cabin, not in your backpack, not shoved into a toiletry kit under your socks. TSA has seen it all before, and they're not going to fall for it or feel sorry for you. And don't get any clever ideas about taping it to a laptop charger or hiding it inside a camera case. All that does is make it look worse, and take longer for you to explain to an agent why you're carrying something that can smash, stab, or pry apart an aircraft 30,000 feet in the air. Pack your tools like an adult, properly in your checked bag, or just ship them ahead. You're not patching a wing mid-flight. 8. Sharp objects in disguise. Here's the part where some travelers start playing spy games. They hide blades in what looks like harmless everyday gear. They pack self-defense trinkets that could double as weapons. They carry novelty items that happen to include a sharp edge. Then they act surprised when the TSA pulls it out like it's a weapon, because it is a weapon. So here's what's still banned, and still being packed and carry on by fools showing up every single day. Loose razor blades, unless sealed in proper safety cartridges. Box cutters, whether retractable, folding, or disguised. Comb knives that look like cheap plastic hair tools but hide steel blades. Tactical pens with hidden spikes or sharpened tips. Jewelry or keychains that double as stabbing tools. Credit card knives that flip open into mini weapons. Decorative swords, even if they're dull, toy-like, or made of plastic. The TSA doesn't care that you bought it at a gift shop. They don't care if it came from a flea market, your cousin, or a martial arts expo. If it can cut, stab, puncture, or be used in a threatening way, it's gone. They're not looking at your intention. They're looking at the object's potential. People say, but it's just a novelty. TSA doesn't care about novelty. They care about safety. They don't have time to guess which combs have blades and which ones don't. If it looks suspicious, it gets flagged. If it has a blade, it's taken. Now, what's actually allowed? Disposable razors with blades sealed inside a cartridge, the kind you'd use to shave. Electric razors, nail clippers, tweezers, scissors, but the blades must be shorter than 4 inches from the pivot. That's it. Pretty reasonable, right? If your item doesn't land squarely in the allowed category, it's not going with you. You'll either throw it away or miss your flight trying to argue about it. So, unless you're MacGyver or prepping for a zombie apocalypse in economy class, stop packing disguised blades. You're not clever, you're not subtle, and you're not getting it past security. You're just going on vacation. Start acting like it. 9. Camping and survival gear. Unless you're parachuting straight into Alaska, you don't need survival tools in your carry-on. But every day, people try to sneak outdoor gear through airport security like they're headed to a jungle mission. Not Gate B12. Let's be real, this is a commercial flight, not a survival episode. Banned camping gear includes hatchets and axes. Yes, even the mini ones. Pocket saws, the kind that coil up in your hand, still dangerous. Magnesium fire starters, no sparks allowed. Metal tent stakes, sharp, pointed, and banned. Signal flares. Do we really need to explain this one? Multi-tools with blades, that includes most Swiss Army knives. The rule's simple. If it has a blade or could be used to injure someone or start a fire, it's not allowed in the cabin. Doesn't matter how small it is. Doesn't matter if you've taken it on a plane before. If the TSA sees it and it fits the category, it's gone. And probably with a lecture you don't want to hear at 6 a.m. Even tools that seem harmless, like compact shovels or foldable utensils with hidden blades, get flagged. You're better off packing this gear in your checked luggage or renting what you need at your destination. Unless you're camping on the plane, leave the survival kit behind. 10. Vape pens and e-cigs. Let's clear this up, because this catches a lot of travelers off guard. As of 2025, vape pens and e-cigarettes must be packed in your carry-on bag, not in checked luggage. Why? Because they contain lithium-ion batteries. And if those batteries catch fire, and they can, the airline would rather deal with that in the cabin where someone can react, not in the cargo hold. But don't get cocky. Here's what's still banned. Butane-based refillable vapes. DIY vape mods with unstable battery setups. Using or charging your vape mid-flight. Trying to sneak a puff in the bathroom? That's not a flex. It's a federal offense. You could be fined, kicked off, or banned from flying that airline again. Keep your vape powered off. Don't charge it, don't use it. Just be smart, or leave it at home. On Barinci drones. Drones are not illegal, but not smart either. You can bring a drone in your carry-on, but should you? Technically, TSA allows drones on planes, but airlines set the final rules, and they're not always thrilled about them. So before you even start packing, check with your airline. Some carriers ban drones altogether. Others only allow them under certain battery restrictions. And if your drone's got a weird shape, exposed wires, or bulky attachments, prepare to get stopped. Here's what you absolutely need to know. Battery size matters. Most airlines cap lithium-ion drone batteries at 100 watt-hours, WH. Anything over that, and you'll need airline approval. Batteries must be in your carry-on, not checked baggage. Propellers should be detached or secured. Loose spinning blades, that's a no-go. Spare batteries need to be in battery-safe travel cases, not rolling around loose in your bag. Even if you clear security, remember, you can't fly your drone anywhere near an airport, ever. That's not a TSA rule. That's federal aviation law. Do it, and you're looking at fines, arrest, or even jail time. Also, if the TSA sees wires sticking out, large battery packs, or anything that looks suspicious, they'll pull your bag aside. You'll get the full inspection, and it won't be fast. Unless you truly need your drone for work, like filming or surveying, you might want to leave it behind. That stunning mountain shot won't be worth the security delay or the possibility of confiscation. Drones are cool, but dragging them through airport security? Usually not. 12. Marijuana and mismanaged medications. Only idiots think the TSA won't care about weed at the airport. Just because it's legal in your state doesn't mean you can bring it on a plane. TSA follows federal law, not your local dispensary's return policy. That means marijuana, whether it's flowers, gummies, vapes, oils, or even that chill CBD pen, is banned if it contains more than 0.3% THC. They find it, they report it. Simple as that. Medical card? Cool. Still doesn't mean the TSA will let you through. This isn't a courtroom. They don't debate your prescription. Best case, you lose your product. Worst case, you lose your flight. Trying to hide weed in your vitamins, gum packets, or socks, that's a fast track to missing your boarding call. Now, for actual medications, TSA's not out to ruin your health. Pills, insulin, EpiPens, and prescribed liquids over 3.4 ounces are allowed. But they need to be labeled and separated. If you show up with unlabeled pill bottles or sketchy Ziplocs full of vitamins, expect a long conversation with security. Also, don't play smart by stuffing THC gummies into a candy bag. TSA agents aren't new. They've seen every trick. If you need your medication, bring it properly. If you're just trying to sneak edibles onto a flight, maybe rethink your life choices. Flying high? That's the pilot's job, not yours. Most of these rules aren't hidden. They're printed, posted, and repeated. Still, people ignore them, and then act shocked when the TSA pulls them aside. If it can explode, spill, poke, burn, or confuse security, don't pack it in your carry-on. Flying isn't the time to test limits. It's time to travel smart.